super legends of super legends, mega stars of mega stars. I want to say massive, ginormous, humongous welcome to each and every one of you in the Zoom room, but also to everybody that is watching the recording. Today is a very special, wonderful day for J. Cornell, who has written her first solo book, and it's been years in the making. So normally, there's about 85% of people that dream about writing a story. I think the stats are 15% actually write their story, 3% of people finish it, and then there's 1% of people that become best-selling authors. And Jay has helped, I think it's over 40 to 50 people become best-selling authors. So we are here today to celebrate Jay and also to help her become a best-selling author in her own right. So for those of you that are in the Zoom room, can you give me a score out of 10 of how you are feeling and how excited you are? Out of 10, so 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Just want to make sure, oh, whoa, 1,000. Is that 1,000 or is that a million? I can't read. 100. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So everybody is super excited. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hand over to Jay, and she'll tell us a little bit about Perfectly Me, because I am enough. So Jay, I just want to say massive, ginormous congratulations. Do you want to just give us an overview of the book and how that writing experience was?
Yeah, so the overview of the book of 7 years of rewriting Perfectly Me, because I am enough, changing the title many times, and then really trying to make it where the book doesn't sound like a bibliography or a biography of someone's life, but something that could help individuals in their own stories, and really finding truly a self-help with things that happened to me and how I had to overcome it, but not written that way. So the overview really is something that's just really special, written in a way that anybody can pick it up. It doesn't matter the age. It doesn't have an age limit. It will help everyone. There's 26 chapters, and each one someone can learn so much from. And I really believe that anyone that reads this book is not a mistake. It's something that they needed in that point of time in their life, whatever the different scenarios are.
Yeah, awesome. So it's part of your story, but it's also like a self-help book to help people overcome challenges and obstacles.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, what was the hardest part? Actually, 2 questions. So what was the hardest part about writing it? And how comes it took, was it 7 years or 10 years that it took you to complete?
Over 7, to actually write it. It was 20 years, or I should say more than that, of, trials and tribulations that I had to go through. But do I want to put it out there? But it's 7 years for me to put it on paper and really set it free. And I think that took the longest part, is letting it go, and that it's okay that I could share it.
And how do you feel now knowing that you've completed it and it is out there in the world?
It feels real, but it also doesn't. It's unbelievable. Kind of like how when we help everyone else, it's like, wow, we actually got it out there. Like, we did the hard work, pen to paper, but the magic happens behind the scenes. Like, once you do all the writing and everything's done and you work with the editor, like, I I may be biased, however, I we have like the best editor. Like, she really makes your words come to life. Like, you say something and you're expressing it, but it's not really jiving the way you want. And then she just comes in and he's like, Care, what is this what you're talking about? I'm like, absolutely yes. And it's just like that 1 or 2 words that tweaks, or that insight that's provided. I think that's what made it all the difference this time, was having that partnership, each word, every chapter. I think that's what made it real, and being able to say, okay, I can get this published.
Oh, I love that. And also for everybody that's in the Zoom room right now, if you have a question for Jay, you can take yourselves off mute or even write it in the chat screen and then I can read it out. So just following on from what you've said, Jay, so you mentioned, was it hard trying to get that emotion out of there? So did like Asha, the editor, like help you to get that emotion and those feelings and everything out
Um,
there?
yes. It did, because you have to, you use certain words certain times and you're so used to having that professional uh persona, and then you have your personal life, but then you don't want to mix it. You don't want people to see the vulnerability. But you have to sometimes, because especially when writing, right? If you're going to be a storyteller and you want to share your story, how do you connect with your audience? And it's like really putting that emotion there and not being afraid. I think it was like letting down the guard and really putting in the trust and saying, this is a time, if you're going to do it, do it. If you're not going to do it, then don't talk about it. And I think that's what the biggest thing was, me just putting down all my guards and saying, all right, I'm going to tell this story and I'm going to share something very personal. However, I have to be, transparent with the readers.
And I know that there's lots of people out in the world that would love to be able to share their story. Do you have any advice for people that, might be worried about, being vulnerable, sharing their story, or worrying about, maybe other people that the story might affect? Do you have any advice for
Yes,
people?
read Perfectly Me, I Am Enough, because it will help you really dive in there and say, why am I worried about what other people think? Like there's a chapter in there that really talks about that, right? Letting those voices get in your way to actually write. Why are you doing that? So it shouldn't matter what other people think. It should matter what you feel. And is it that one person that you're going to help that you don't even know that you're helping? If my book can help just one person, it's worth everything that I've written.
Definitely. And we've also got some prizes. So for you super legends that are in the Zoom room right now and everybody that's watching the recording, we have 5 copies of Permission to Flourish #1. So stop beating yourself up. I'm not sure if you can see that. So that was the very, very, very first book. And yep, Dar's in that one as well. And she's in the Zoom room. So we've got 5 copies to give away of that. We've also got Permission to Flourish 5, Finding Your Strength Within. So Jay is giving away 1 chapter in the book. And we've also got a 2-page article in the next magazine. So does anyone have, or Jay, do you have any ideas on how you want to give away these prizes?
I'll let you do the magic.
All right. So what we'll do, we're going to drop some links into the social media comments. So on whether you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, we're going to drop the link so you can purchase a copy. And if you're in the Zoom room, we're going to do the same thing in a second. And then what we would love you to be able to do is purchase a copy. Oh, look at that, straight away. That was magic. Magic was at Matita. Matita in there, super quick. So you can purchase a copy on that link that's in the chat screen right now. And then just send one of us, either Matita, myself, or Jay, a copy. And then what we'll do a draw and we'll give away some prizes afterwards. Does that sound amazing, or does that sound amazing? Yeah, that sounds amazing. All right, Jay, so do you want to tell us about, I guess, the difference between you helping people, tell their stories compared to you sort of writing your own story, and how it was working with, the background team?
Yeah, huge difference, because you're working with the individual authors, right? Because this is your goal of to help individuals who are looking to get their words out, pen on paper, and really pouring their heart and soul into their chapters. And even though I wrote, the anthology, it's different. A chapter is completely different than a full book. And then working with our amazing clients, and they're putting their heart and soul, and you're working with them every single week, seeing where they're at and asking them those questions, being that coach. The difference was I didn't have that person. Like, I think that was the biggest difference. I didn't have a J. So Jay had to go try to talk to herself, and it was like, well, that doesn't work. And so Asher had to become the editor and the J. And so it was great, but we didn't have that dual partnership. And I think that was the biggest difference. So I think moving forward, should I write another book, I need to go hire a coach that can guide me, because I kept straying away. But Asher did an amazing job. She knocked it out of the park. She's like, here's your timeline. This is what you need to do. And then Motita on the production side was like, okay, we have to stay here. Here's A, B, C, D. So it was like both of them together kept me in line and in order. But the difference was when someone else is writing, I can be their ears and then really get them to do the breakthrough, especially when you have like those uncomfortable situations or something that triggers you, like a trauma or a an incident that happened as you're writing, and then you just get that anxiety, or you just want to give up, or you can't break through. So yeah, I think that was the biggest difference. And yeah.
Awesome, I love that. And if you could sum up your book in one word, what would be that one word?
Enough. The one word is enough. Like, really, we put so much pressure on ourselves personally. We the good, the bad, everything, but we never have enough. We are enough. It's just, to me, that's the word, enough. It really is truly about being enough, knowing that you are enough, and really shining through in everything that you do. Because at the end of the day, depending on how you live your life and where you're going, what it is you want to do. Like for me, I dedicated and I really surrendered myself to Christ, and I am just following in his steps and what he wants me to do, and I'm not going to deflect from that. And so I had to really find it down deep that I was enough, and that everything that I do, everything that I want to do in the future is really to guide through what he wants me to do, and just really move it in that perspective.
Oh, Jay, can I get you to expand on that? But before I do, Dawn has ordered a copy of the book. So have I, Dawn. So yeah, whoa. Right, everyone's going wild, everyone's going crazy. So if you're watching the replay, make sure you get your copy. So the links are in the comments section. And Jay, how important is your faith to you? Because I know that we've had over the last couple of years with my journey into Christ and getting baptized towards the end of last year. Talk to us more about your faith and the importance of that.
Yeah, everything that I do, it always has to have a reason. And I truly believe in divine intervention, and God and Jesus, and everything that we do has a reason. And so my faith is very strong. Um, I won't do anything, like if I feel that it's wrong and I say a prayer and it's like not supposed to be done, I won't do it. And I always ask for guidance. So it just felt it was the right time, and that's the Lord put in my hand, and that's why we're finally here, because I just surrendered and left it all up to him.
I think most people probably don't know what a big heart and what a giver that you are. You're like, because I know that we've caught up for the last few years, and you're like an incredible, wonderful, like person that truly inspiring. But you help so many people at different levels. What would be the one thing, or maybe a couple of things, that you'd like people to walk away with your book? Like maybe it's a message, maybe it's a theme, maybe it's, you know, something else.
Yeah, I think the best message, not just with the book, but everything you do in life, do it for yourself first. Because if we cannot take care of ourselves first, and it's not being selfish, but if we can't be healthy and take care of ourselves first, it's hard to take care of other people. So, just like they always say, it's a cliche, but when you get on a plane, what do they tell you first? Put your mask on first before you help anybody else. That's just like in life, we have to be able to breathe and be there 100% in order to help other people. If we're not 100% right in everything that we do in our life, how can we help other people?
Oh, I love that. I love that. And how do you view yourself as a writer or an author now? So before, you'd written a chapter, but this time you've written a whole book, which is huge, absolutely huge.
I just feel myself as someone that's helping people, that wants to continue down the path on how I can continue to help individuals in life and to get better, especially nowadays in the world. Kindness is so rare and so needed. So just keeping kindness in the world.
Love that. All right, so I'm going to open it up to the Zoom room. So you super legends that are here, let me know if you have a question for Jay, whether that's about the story, the process, or anything else. Because I know that, yeah, some of you, or most of you here have known Jay from, is it kindergarten?
Yeah.
Which is crazy, absolutely crazy. So yeah, let us know if you've got any questions, or maybe you just want to, share a few words. And also that goes for you that are watching the replay as well. So you can drop some comments in, and then Jay can get back to you as well. All right. Any questions? Anything that you want to say or share for Jay? Oh, okay, Matita, over to you.
What inspired you to have each word for each chapters? Because it's really speak out and really direct for each scenario, and I think it's really powerful to navigate the book that way. What inspired you to do that?
That is actually a actual story of every part of my life that I went through in a trial and a tribulation, but turned it around to make it to be more of how to help people. So instead of me putting my story in there, like what happened to me and playing, that's the past, and I learned from it, I grew from it, and I wanted to help other people. And so each chapter really identifies with something that had happened to me or someone, as I shared in the first couple of chapters about someone really close to me and what they were going through. And I don't want to give away a lot because this is such a beautiful book that you really have to open it and read it yourself, because it's just so that amazing and powerful. And so yeah, that's how I came up with each chapter. It was just something that it was an incident that happened in my life.
Thank you for sharing. So I was just thinking, we've got Permission to Flourish 4 coming out, I think almost a month today. And when you were writing, I know you might have mentioned it before because it's taken such a long time, for you to get your story out. When I was writing, and I did get some help from Asher, who's been amazing. Did you have any sort of writer's block, or were you screaming or shouting, or how was that process with the two books, Permission to Flourish 4 plus your solo book that's taken a little while?
Actually, the team was amazing because Asher kept me on track, Motita kept me on track, and we kept it separate. And we had two separate task lists that we were going through where we were in the process. So that was really easy because they kept me aligned where I needed to be. But yeah.
So you didn't suffer from writer's block or anything like that, or forgetting any parts of the story?
I didn't answer them a few times. I didn't answer my phone. I didn't answer my email. Does that count? And it's funny because they can actually call Tim you know, to say, hey, can you have her answer her phone, please, or have her respond to her email? So yes, that was even I did that I had the writer's block, but I had the it's too much information and my head hurts and too powerful type of mentality. So yeah.
Yeah, that's too funny. I can imagine that. Imagine that. All right, so I'm going to open up to the Zoom room again. Let us know if you've got any questions or anything that you want to say or share for Jay. I've got my words, confused.
What about
Jumbled
the
up.
flowers? The flowers for the book design. Like, it's I never seen you design the book cover this way. What inspired you again? Like, it's the same question. Like, how this concept happened? Because it looks more like peaceful and like feminine-ish, let's say, but like different from other cover that you have designed before.
I think working with you and Asher, getting the softer side of me to really make it soft, not so like showing that inside I am soft, right? And I think that was the inspiration for it, that the flowers, the design, instead of always having to be someone that has to be strong on the outside and not showing feeling. So I think opening my olive branch a little more.
Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking about that and then like, oh, I should ask you this. I have never asked you this question before until it's finished.
But you know, you did the mock-up, right? So you got the idea from it. So you took what I said and made the design cover and Asher's words and inspiration. So again, the team is amazing, Motita and her team, and how they came, you know, I just put words on paper, send some couple of pictures, and then Asher takes that and puts all her information in there, and then they send it off to Motita and the design team, and then from there they get the idea, like I think, and then they give you like 3 mock-ups and you're like, oh my God, that's exactly what it is. And so I think that's where I am very lucky and blessed, because it's not, it's as much information that you put in, but they take those words and they really dissect it word for word and do a lot of research before they actually give you the mock-up.
Asher said that you also mentioned blooming like a flower. Yeah, that's true. Like, if anyone get to read this book, I hope that is something that you feel. Like, I'm so deeply in love with this book. I could say that really, like, this book took me a while to like keep reading it and keep reading it. So I really encourage anyone to like get their hands on.
Motita.
I love that. Love, 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 love. All right, so we got a question from Dar. What is your advice for a person who is afraid of getting their story out to the world? And I know that there's hundreds, maybe millions of people that are, maybe even billions, that are scared to share their story. Yeah, Jay, what would you say?
When the timing is right, you'll know it to get your story out. Don't hide. If it's powerful, if it's something that you know you want to leave a legacy for others to read, do it. And everything that I do, and I've always shared this over the last, what, 8, almost 9 years, that when I had my first grandchild, that everything that I do, I want to leave a legacy. And writing my book was leaving a legacy so they can actually see and, you know, see the future, and no one can take away pen to paper. So my biggest thing to anyone that's really wanting to write a story, just do it. Just put that first pen to paper, start writing, and reach out to us. We can help you get your story out, because that is what we really are passionate about. And it won't, you know, this is not a sales pitch. It won't cost you like an arm and a leg. And we've helped so many people, like just giving them one-on-one consultations to say, let us help you. Here is what you just need to do. Because we saw some things that people lost like tens of thousands of dollars, and they were just starting off as authors. And Dre can attest to this. And they just had these crazy contracts, and it was like they can't get out of it. They don't know what to do. They don't even have the ownership rights or royalty, and they haven't even started, and they've already had to invest a whole bunch of money. So really do your research before you connect with a publisher, hybrid, whatever it is, traditional publishing, however way you're gonna go, be very diligent about that, because that's the most important. Who's gonna help guide you write your book? If you're gonna do self-publishing, there's so much information out there, whether it's on YouTube, articles. You can even go to our website and read about it. We provide all the information free. So yeah, really, because if you're going to put your heart and soul into something, and especially something that's so personal to you, like your story, make sure you have the right team to help you, because there's so much people that will take advantage. I hope that answered the question.
I love that. All right, do we have any more questions? And yeah, don't forget, we've got some prizes on offer. So we've got 5, maybe 4 copies now of Permission to Flourish #1. There's also another prize of, so Dar says, thank you, Jay. And then we've got Permission to Flourish 5. So you can write your own chapter in that book. And then, as Jay mentioned, you own 100% of the rights. And then you can also have a 2-page article in the next magazine that is coming out. So let us know if you've got any final questions, any final words. And then I might just hand over to Jay. Jay, is there anything that you want to say or leave us with?
I think the biggest thing that I can leave you is that when you fear something, it means it matters, right? That anytime that you feel fear, it means you care. So don't be discouraged. Just do it, because you never know who's watching, who needs that help, or who needs that story.
I reckon what a beautiful way to end. And then Dar saying she's so proud of you. Yeah, I think we all are. Oh, look at the love hearts. Oh.
I am blessed with the best. So you guys are amazing.
Jay, what's the best way to contact you? So I think pretty much everybody in the Zoom room knows how to contact you, but say if there's someone that's watching and that doesn't know too much about you or your story or what you do, what's the best way for people to get hold of you?
Contact Dre McLaughlin. Right?
All right, awesome. That's so funny. So funny. Alrighty. So any final words? I'm gonna do the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, or forever hold your peace. 4, 3, 2, 1.8, 1.6, 1.4, 1.2. Okay, we are done, diddly done. And I just want to say, Jay, just echoing what everybody else has said. So I am, yeah, truly blessed. Like, you inspire me every day. I love that you have, you know, the biggest heart. You're a giver who wants to help people. I don't think people really realize like how much you actually do. And it's a tough thing to actually, you know, if you've been through like challenges, obstacles, or trauma, to actually put pen to paper and get your story out to the world. And like, you're leaving a legacy, which you mentioned before as well. So you are amazing, wonderful, super sensational, and I'm super excited for everything that you've achieved. And I'm super excited about the future. Whoa. Actually, just one last thing. Do you guys, you have an event, a women's Seattle event?
Yes, it is the Women's Fearless Summit event here in Seattle. It's with one woman. It is a nonprofit. Her name is Charlotte Brown. She's out of Ottawa, Canada, and she would put on these events across the whole globe. She had reached out and looking for women to host different events in different cities. So our event will be on Saturday, August 16th at the Crowne Plaza Hotel in Seattle, Washington. And Motita is actually flying in from Thailand. And it's going to be a great event. So if you are in the area, please join us. It's going to be a day of celebration, uplifting, empowerment. Women from all over the States as well as Canada will be our speakers. So we have 14 speakers for the day. We're going to start at 9. We're going to end when the last speaker is done. And yeah, it's just going to be amazing. And the women that are giving up their time, truly blessed. So yeah, everything that we do is just to keep empowering women and to watch them grow and succeed in everything that they do. So come and join us.
Oh, I love that. And I've seen that Motita's just dropped the link into the chat screen. And we'll also put that, if you're watching the recording, we'll put that in the comments as well. So, all right, until next time, thank you, everyone.